Hey, what's up? It's Comic 95 the Savior, and for this video I want to talk about a video that I saw here on YouTube by Abba and Preach, in which they were responding to, I believe it was a video or podcast, something from Fresh and Fit, I think. Don't quote me on that, but basically it's from Abba and Preach. They did a response video, and I'm doing a response to their response video and this whole topic of that video. But basically, it was a video that was talking about how high-value men get cheated on the most. And also, I never really thought about it so much, but to be honest, it's kind of the truth. I think I've actually talked about this a little bit in the past, but I want to make a whole video just talking about this. So, yeah, of course. I think it's really funny, interesting that men, and I said this about poly relationships too, they have inside their mind that because they make a certain amount of money, they justify their behavior. And it goes back into like poly relationships. Men think that because they have this drive to cheat and have sex with many different partners, that it becomes okay and normalized. And they want to point to animals and their ancestors, etc. And it's like, okay, your ancestors also used to have whole freaking, parties and game shows where people run out, gladiator type stuff with, knives and swords and slash each other and crap, and shootouts over disputes. People literally killed each other for entertainment in the past. So is that okay too? White people used to be, slave masters, etc., and enslaved black people. We refer to as animals, not human. So, they were literally R-ing and assaulting children during these times. Does that suddenly make it okay now because our ancestors did it? Dogs will literally eat their own vomit and poop. You really want to use animals as an example of who you look to for advice? They also have sex and reproduce with their own litter. Are you agreeing with incest now too? Do you see what I'm trying to say? If you look at animals in history for everything, not everything you see is going to be good or right. Now there's some things we could say that probably did make things work better. For example, I believe traditional relationships do make marriages work. And I think that we need to stop getting this whole idea of traditional relationships are constantly being intertwined with abusive ones, which those did and do exist even to this day. That is a problem, don't get me wrong. But they're two completely different things. And likewise, it's the same issue with disciplining a child and abusing a child. People have the two mixed up. I'm sorry, I'm a Christian, and I say this shamelessly. I do not care about your religion, your opinions, etc. Children need discipline. And that's probably a big reason why we're dealing with a lot of the problems that we have nowadays. It's for a whole other video, but think about it. You have all these cases with schools being shot up, all of these fights, all this crazy stuff that was unheard of just 15 years ago. The world has completely changed. Why? Because younger millennials, Gen Z, etc., they're starting to have children. And really even Generation X, I forget what you call them or whatever, why I think it's X, people born in the 70s, etc., busy trying to be your child's friend. I agree, there were people that were having, messed situations at home where their parents took discipline too far to the point where it was becoming child abuse. I totally agree, and that was messed up. But the problem is we're trying too hard to correct the past that we're effing up the future in a nutshell. But that's all a whole other story, and I can get into all of that crap. That's for another video. But what I do want to say here is this. So, let me get back on subject. I'm forgetting where I'm at, you guys. So for this video, I'm Fresh and Fit. They were basically, I think it was Fresh Fit. It might have been Fresh and Fit. I think it was just like these two girls talking. Yeah, it was just two women talking to each other, if I recall. It wasn't Fresh Fit. I'm sorry. It was some sort of podcast. And so they were basically talking about how they feel sorry for rich men because they get cheated on the most. And I'm thinking like, hold on. You're feeling sorry for these men and you feel like they're getting the worst, the burnt end or whatever of the stick. I forgot how you say that idiom or whatever. Basically, you feel like they're getting the lesser deal out of this because they're the ones with the money and they're getting cheated on. But it's like he's literally cheating himself and he's the reason why she's probably cheating. I hate this lack of accountability where we are not acknowledging that what men are doing is significantly worse. I'm sorry. You are using the fact that you have money to make the woman that you're with feel less and feel like she needs to compete with these other girls, not just to get you, but to keep you. How is that okay? What? Then, not to mention, I'm sorry, but the possibility of you as the cheating man bringing home outside STDs and having babies outside of our marriage is not only humiliating and embarrassing for me, it's risking my life. And on top of that, now my child has to live with having all these half siblings, etc., because you can't keep your dick and sperm in your pants. Yes, that's so much worse than the idea of somebody using you for a free meal at Chili's or at, Wolfgang Steakhouse or whatever. Oh my God, how will you ever get that money back? And I said this before inside of another video that I probably am going to upload before this one. I don't know how I'm going to do the order, but I made another video talking about women being opportunists in relationships. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if you listen to men even talk about what it's like being rich, that are lonely and not married, they will tell you that one of the reasons why they chose to get married or want to get married is that it's boring having money and no one to spend it on. They want to do this. It's literally how men are wired and programmed. Men like being providers. That's why you got people like Future. As big of a cheater as he is, he loves tricking. It's not just to attract women. Women will sleep with him anyway just because he's a rapper. He ain't got to spend all that damn money on them to get them to do it. They enjoy doing it. They like taking care of you, pampering you, buying you food, etc. You think he got to buy these girls Birkin bags and take them out for $2,000 meals? He ain't got to do that crap. He Future. They don't care if he got 15 kids. It don't make a difference to them. So anyway, I find it so interesting that even women in these spaces sometimes, they feel like they're being wrong for doing the same thing back. And the reality is both people in these situations are crap. I'm not talking about a traditional relationship. These are people in relationships that are completely transactional, where they're not even real. This is literally a sugar daddy, sugar bear relationship that took it too far, and y'all actually, walk down the aisle and sign papers, etc., to legally become married. Or even in a dating relationship, but you get what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, but this is not representative of a normal, traditional relationship where your man just has a good job, whether it's really good or kind of good, where he can provide for you. This is a man basically being financially abusive in a certain sense. So not in the sense that he's withholding money from you, but rather he's hanging over your head the fact that he's the one with the good job, and so he can cheat you and do whatever he wants to you, and you're supposed to sit at home, take it, and be satisfied with the fact that you get to spend his money, and because you get to spend his money, you are punished by not having a faithful man at the end of the day. And then not just that, a lot of these men, because they have so much money, they feel like they're not obligated to do anything that you want. Romance? You want romance? Buy a vibrator. Read a book. Watch 50 Shades of Grey. That's how they take it. So I'm sorry, I'm supposed to feel sorry for this dude. And the same thing goes for the woman. If you are a woman who willingly, knowingly got into a relationship strictly for money, there is no love there. You are just with this 80-year-old, 60-year-old man for the purpose of getting some coins. I'm sorry. I don't really feel sorry for you either. You willingly signed up for this. There's a difference between being a woman that's looking for a good partner to marry and thinking about the future, how you want to have children, you have to be able to go to a good school, go on vacations, travel, etc. That's totally different from a woman that's looking at a man and thinking, oh my God, I can get all the Louis Vuitton bags that I can ever imagine. I can buy all the makeup from, the Fenty Beauty, whatever is crossing your mind, from Chanel, whatever. That's a completely different type of woman. And people keep blurring the lines between the two and making it sound like it's the same thing. In fact, to be honest, I'll say this too. People blur the lines with, I don't know how to describe this, but I feel like the same thing with, I can't really say it, because see, most people that do OnlyFans are doing legitimate sex work. And people are trying to make the two seem like they're the same. I'm sorry, but someone doing something that's soft porn related, for example, see, these people get a little more of a pass. People that are cosplayers, that do sexy cosplay, etc., where they're not showing you anything, but it's suggestive. It's softcore porn, essentially. And with that said, it's like, okay, I'm sorry. This is not the equivalent to you actually going out and sleeping with people, risking your life to make videos and money, etc. Now, I'm not saying that either one is right or either thing is more wrong, but we could be honest that they're different things and one is a lot more risky. Now, I personally used to have OnlyFans. My account is still there. I haven't done anything with it in a good minute, though. But I'm saying this to you to give you an example. If you were to sign up for my OnlyFans, you're not going to see anything there. At best, you're going to see my ass. But that's it. I don't show my stuff on that account. Close to it, but it doesn't get there. And even if I did show myself, sure, you're getting pornographic images of me if I were to do that. But I'm not sleeping with people. Thus, it's a different category. Doing softcore porn or porn where you're showing pornographic images, and then actually having something where you are literally sleeping with people that you don't know at random. And then the other interesting thing too is, I made another video about this, and I'll talk about it again in the future. There's a double standard. It's okay for you to give it up for free, but if you charge for it, then you're labeled and it's seen as a bad thing. Interesting. And notice that this is all from the man's perspective. See, men don't mind when you're giving it out for free. They'll tease you and make fun of you and call you bad words and names. But it gets a lot worse when you put a price tag on it. Then they clown you for it. Interesting. So because you don't want to pay for it and or you don't have the money for it, it's bad. But see, if I allow you to trick and manipulate me, because see, this is what normally happens to women. Men pretend like they want to be your boyfriend, they want to be your husband, etc. They want to marry you. They do all this crap to get into your pants for free or the minimal amount of effort, the least amount of money. They do this type of crap. And then when you fall for the okie doke, when you fall for their little game, they walk away laughing about it and move on to the next girl and trick her next. The men don't get bashed for that so much. We don't see them as being lesser. Nobody cares. In fact, they'll even justify and blame you for falling for the trick. And it's like, how does know? I mean, you learn through experience. But until you've been through this before, how do you know that when a man says that he loves you, that he's lying? How do you know? I mean, because these aren't just guys saying I love you after, 2 seconds. You'll date dudes and you've dated several times. They buy you gifts, they buy you food, everything. And they'll still be an F-boy. But we get blamed for that. Then you also get blamed if you are smart and you realize, okay, I understand the system now. Let me charge you for it since you're trying to play me. And then you get bashed and demonized for doing this. So this is for another video. But I want to say that, yeah, basically, it's so stupid to me that men that have type of money, their egos that they have. See, they're okay with using you, but they don't want to be used back in return. It's no different than, just normal cheating. Cheaters hate being cheated on. They hate being lied to. But they're lying and cheating on you. Nobody likes to taste of their own medicine. Liars searching for the truth. You are busy lying to me, cheating on me, risking my life, risking, our children being exposed to that type of crap. You have women that go crazy when this type of stuff happens. I could be risking my life. Somebody can come knocking on my door and, get rid of me and my children, etc. over the crap that you're doing. That is completely unfair. But then if you get cheated on by me, I should feel bad. That's the funny thing too. Like, see, these men make these videos, etc., including Kevin Samuels. He's dead now, but you get what I'm trying to say. They make this type of videos, make this type of content, feeling like they're so in control and so powerful. And it's like, women are smarter than you guys. I'm sorry, we outsmart you. If you think I did this when I was dating myself, if you think I'm gonna sit back and just let you cheat on me and be waiting and twiddling my thumbs, you a dummy. I recognize that just as you decided to use your money to attract me, I can use my beauty to get plenty of other men. In fact, I have more options with my looks than you have with your money. And the best part is, I ain't got to spend a dime. The downside is, of course, as a woman, I have limited time when I can do this. But I don't have to spend a dime on it. All I gotta do is walk outside and look cute. Go on a dating app, ain't gotta go anywhere. Just post my picture there, that's all. So it just blows me that men act shocked, but it's like, huh? She couldn't do the same thing as me. Yeah, women are just smart with it. We don't make it obvious when we cheat. See, we can have the whole house clean, have dinner ready by 6 o'clock, and still be cheating. You might think, how do we have time to? You busy taking care of the kids, right? I thought you were at home. We cheat back. We cheat too. I'm not encouraging people to do, but I'm just saying this is why this whole high value man thing is dumb to begin with. Same thing with poly relationships. Most men, not the exceptions to the rule, most men only like poly relationships when it means they get to have an outside woman. And mainly because a lot of these guys, they want to cheat and or they have a fetish and they want to see some girl on girl action at the end of the day. That's the reality. They would not be okay with you seeing another guy outside their relationship. And you best believe, how often do these relationships legitimately last or have real meaningful relationships with each other? Not very. People that have open marriages is people that are insecure, not willing to let go of their relationship at the end of the day. And people don't want to hear me say this is not politically correct. I don't care if you've been a subscriber to me for 10 years, 5 years, you love me, you would lick the shit on the toilet seat after me, etc. I don't give a crap. I'm saying it how it is. There is nothing normal about an open relationship or a poly relationship. Cheating happens. It does not mean that because your partner cheated or even has a problem with it, we have to normalize it. Can we stop doing that? Okay, I love eating food. I'm addicted to food. I have to pretend like being fat is okay and normal. It's not. Old people do not get to live long when they are fat. How many fat, obese, 300-pound, 95-year-olds have you seen? Okay, just keeping it real with you. We can be body positive all we want to, but let's be real with each other. The reality is being fat is not healthy. You're giving yourself an early life death sentence. Sure, you could die early of natural causes, etc. My mother-in-law died of breast cancer in her 50s. It happens. She was a regular weight woman, didn't have any of those type of problems, etc. But life happens. But you are increasing the chances that you will not be here long by far by doing that. Any doctor can tell you that. It's not just my own opinion. So, anyway, back on subject. Yes, it just like blows my mind. It's like, okay, you think that you can use your money to get women. Do you not realize that the same way that you got this woman, which was waving your little dollar signs on her face, she's going to say, I'm beautiful. I can do the same thing. I can get men to spend their money on me besides just you. And I said this before. Why should you stop at just one man? If you realize you can get one sucker to buy you gifts and food and, crap like that, get 2, 3, 4, 5 suckers. Do the same thing. And so I'm not talking about a normal marriage where your husband just has a good job and you're a housewife. I'm talking about completely transactional relationships where it's clearly you are using him for his money. Like, for example, I saw these recent stories of 83-year-old celebrities or whatever having a baby with a fucking 29-year-old. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that ain't no real marriage. That's an example of that. Not here to get into your business. I like older men myself, but come on, ain't nobody attracting. Why would you be dating? Would you date an 83-year-old man if he ain't had no money? Don't lie to yourself. No, you wouldn't. I don't care if you're 70 years old. You probably still, maybe you would. But you know what I'm trying to say. You would not be dating a man that, even if you're in your 40s or something. You got your limitations, okay? So, but if he has money, you got an exception to that rule now, right? So this is a transactional relationship, but I'm not even talking about these type of situations. I'm talking about even on younger levels. The really beautiful model-like girls you see inside these guys' videos, why do you think they even want to be on camera and showing themselves? It's not just to make it seem like they have this man and be in his video and get some money. No. They're smart. They're marketing themselves. When that relationship messes up, when they break up fresh and fit, when they're not friends anymore, they're not together anymore, you best believe, even while they're together, these dudes are in their DMs. It's so many men that are so dumb and believe that their girl's not on social media. And some women believe this about men too. I don't care if he doesn't use every application. For example, my husband doesn't use TikTok, but he does use other social media. Okay. Just because your partner isn't telling you they're on social media doesn't mean they ain't got it. And not everybody's like this. There's always an exception to the rule. But generally speaking, everybody uses social media, especially somebody Gen Z or a young millennial. Come on. But these men have such big egos, they're literally bragging about how they need a wife that doesn't have an Instagram account and on social media, etc. Even if she truly has no account, like not even one of those fake fan accounts or, spam accounts, whatever, like where they, what do they call those like private accounts, whatever, little throwaway dummy accounts, they at least scroll through, which is the same difference. And in most cases, they do have an account. They just use a completely different email, sometimes a different phone. They use their private browser to access everything. They're using it. They're just outsmarting you. They have ways to contact people. These girls are all up in these videos. Why? Because they want to be seen. They want men to see them so they have more options. They're not going to just stop at you because they know you. They know that you're trash, know that you're a dog. They know you're probably not going to ever marry them. You've made it you're literally sitting side by side with these girls telling them that because you have money and because you're a man, even broke niggas want to be on board with this. In fact, broke men were getting mad at Kevin Samuels because they feel like, well, since I'm a man too, I should have the right to cheat as well. Like, what? And so instead of acknowledging I have a problem, I need to control myself because I have this urge, desire to be more than one partner, it's natural because look, dogs are doing it. Dogs sniff each other's butts too. You gonna sniff your homies' butts too? So it's just so much stuff that I could think of with that. But yeah, it just blows my mind that they were feeling sorry for them. And it's like nobody's a victim in this situation. These are two partners that are willingly choosing to use each other, and they're cheating on each other in different ways. The man openly does it in front of your face, and because he has pride and ego, you won't do it in front of his face because then the money will stop and he'll break up with you. So instead, you go behind his back. And you best believe these women get the opportunity to marry